For decades, NATO's security formula was simple: America protects Europe. But now, a major shift may be underway. During the NATO foreign ministers' meeting in Sweden, a message echoed through closed-door discussions and public briefings. Europe can no longer assume America will always carry the burden. The question now shaking the alliance: is Washington preparing for a historic military reset?
That the United States troop presence in Europe is going to be adjusted. That work was already ongoing, and it's been done in coordination with our allies. I'm not saying they're going to be thrilled about it, but they certainly are aware of it. We have obligations in the Indo-Pacific, we have obligations in the Middle East, we have obligations in the Western Hemisphere. So this has been an ongoing process. Shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
NATO chief Mark Rutte delivered perhaps the clearest signal yet. Rutte said that over time, America will move step by step toward other global theaters, while Europeans take on greater responsibility for defending Europe. He insisted the transatlantic bond remains strong. But for many inside NATO, the bigger headline was impossible to miss. The pivot is no longer theoretical. It is being planned.
So over time, what you will see is, in a structured way, step by step, the US pivoting more towards these other areas in the world, all of them closely connected, etc. Whilst the US will pivot more towards other theaters, that the overall deterrence and defense in Europe has to stay the same, because we are facing the Russian threat.
Then came Marco Rubio's bombshell. The US Secretary of State openly said America's troop presence in Europe is going to be adjusted. Rubio made it clear this wasn't a sudden decision and wasn't punishment against Europe. America, he said, has growing commitments in the Indo-Pacific, the Middle East, and beyond. Translation: Washington's strategic map is changing.
This is not a decision that was made on the back of a napkin. I mean, this has been an ongoing process involving other countries as well and the contributions they can make. It's not just our force posture, it's what other countries can contribute as well to come up with something that works for NATO and that's realistic.
Rubio also delivered a warning Europe may not have wanted to hear. He said this transition can't take forever because the US must make decisions about its own global military posture. Behind diplomatic language lies an uncomfortable reality. Europe may be running out of time. The era of relying overwhelmingly on American troops, American weapons, and American deterrence could be entering a new phase.
We are not preparing for that last part of your question. So the assumption is, and this is exactly what the US wants, stay involved in NATO very strongly, but at the same time also expecting the Europeans, one, to spend the same as they do when it comes to the overall spending on defense, Europeans and Canada equalizing with the US, but also for the Europeans to take a bigger responsibility for the defense of the European part of NATO.
America isn't leaving NATO. No leader said that. But something historic may already be unfolding inside the alliance. NATO's biggest question is no longer whether Europe should do more. The question is whether Europe can move fast enough before America's attention shifts elsewhere. Because if Washington pivots and Europe isn't ready, the alliance could be entering its biggest strategic transformation since the Cold War.